evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here, let me go ahead and pull up a separate window for the for that. So we've got that on hand. I've got Mario with us this evening.
Indeedly doodly.
Indeed. All right. How you doing, brother?
I'm well.
Well, it is 2100 on a Saturday night, and that means deep dive. So we're gonna get about, and I'm gonna try to stick to it a little harder. We're gonna kick all the freeloaders off at 2110. So
I am feeling a little bit off. Okay, if you know, just a caveat. I did eat some. I ate public sushi for lunch, and I could smell that they hit it with the chlorine, basically because the fish was starting to not become fresh, and there were a couple like color splotches on the mackerel, which may or may not have been the telltale sign of parasites. Okay, it's a little off. Okay, possibly.
You've made choices. Suffer with them.
Made choices. Didn't.
So,
I did not. I asked for
tonight,
Taco Bell. I was brought.
Tonight we're going to be talking about boys. It was last week we did feminism, right? Or was it week before? That was last week. Yeah.
Feminism was last week. Yeah.
Yeah. Last week we did feminism, so I thought it'd be good to follow that up. We'll talk about boys. In particular, we're going to be talking about the clear, bright line delineation between what it is to be a boy and what it is to be a man. And a large part of that conversation has to center around thresholds, right? We've talked about thresholds on here before as well. And this is one of the reasons that we need the sort of rites of passage for young men. There are certain thresholds in your life, and the older you are, the better you know this, the more of these you've been through. They're kind of like rites of passage, except they're not taken.
They're not necessarily ceremonial. They're not ceremonial.
They're not exactly. They're not ceremonial. I started to say you don't do intentionally, deliberately, but you do. There is a big difference between sleeping with a woman and being married to her. And it's a difference that you cannot explain to someone who has never been married. There is a huge difference between being a parent and not being a parent. And a person who hasn't had their first child cannot be made to understand what it means to have a child. The first time you kill a bunch of men, that is a thing that you cannot transmit to a person who has never found themselves in that position.
Well, yeah, there are no atheists on the battlefield. Also, there are no atheists in the maternity ward. Okay, when you hold when you hold your newborn child, especially the first one, you're overcome by the wonder of it. Okay, the idea that of billions of little gametes, that one single one found that egg and that became you. Okay, a perfect combination of both myself, literally flesh made one. Okay, in another little person. All right,
yeah.
Between you and your wife. It is basically you laude Deum. Okay, at that time, everybody praises God. Everybody thanks God for this gift. Okay.
Et homo factus est.
Yes, precisely. And like I said, also on the battlefield, when you are facing sudden mortality, everybody asks the transcendent for help. Okay, no one wants to face that alone.
Yeah. Okay, we are 5 minutes in. What do you say, Mario? Let's just go ahead and kick off the freeloaders.
Actually,
I say that because as I'm looking at the numbers here, it looks like everybody is already watching on Rumble.
Yes,
the message is kind of getting out there, and people know. I always see two viewers over on X. So you two bums over there freeloading on X, get over to Rumble, You've got about 4 minutes. If I see a couple more names I don't recognize, I'll give away a freebie. And in about 4 minutes, we'll pop over to the behind the paywall.
We have a couple very special fans in the chat tonight who've made a couple comments here. I'd like to mention. Aaron Olson asked Mario, "Did you hear about how 4chan has struck a blow to tyranny today?" Yes. What Aaron Olson is referring to is basically the T app, okay, which is a new app for women only, okay, where you have to upload your face and upload your ID, all right, upload your PI, upload your personal identifying information, which is absolutely retarded, okay, that you would do that in the first place. Plus, the encryption on that app was so poor that someone was able to crack into it with a password of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yes, Spaceballs, people, Spaceballs. All right, so
no exclamation points, no capital 2 @ ampersand, nothing.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay,
it would have literally been secure if they'd have just typed LGBTQIA+.
Absolutely. Okay. So, yeah, somebody, I wouldn't even call it hacking. Okay. Somebody just inadvertently accessed their database and was able to effectively dox thousands of women, okay, on this app. And the purpose of this app is basically for women to privately like cast shade and shit on and basically slander and libel, all right, other men that they've dated. All right. And by dated, we mean, hookup culture. Like I fucked. Okay. Most of the women on the website are basically the saddest collection of roasties. Okay. A parallel between what Antifa is to communism. Okay. The tea bag coterie of women is to feminism. All right. Just sad, wretched roasties. All right. Who have been exposed on the internet, and whose lives have been shattered. Okay, no one takes it that seriously, but they were embarrassed. All right, they were.
Mario, they're not tea bags. They're teacups.
Teacups. That's right. Tea bag holders. Okay, they're
there to be steeped in.
I own some. Indeed.
For the lowest quality. Black shake, just the disposable tea.
Right, and these are the type of women where you use you dip the tea bag twice. Okay.
Yeah, these are not the kind of fine china teacups that you're going to reserve for the top third, for the Golden Crown top third of the tea plant. Mm-hmm. No,
that's right.
These
Pit Danny is mentioning he's several beers deep, so he may not be with you all night. Later on references that he's moved on to the bourbon. Okay. So yeah, Pit Danny, you have been promoted to David Siver's traditional duties. I need you to identify feds in the chat and pillory them mercilessly. Okay. Who knows? The feds might even be on the screen. It's crazy. All right.
Not anymore, baby.
All right.
Not anymore.
We got Sergeant Major in
feds,
the chat.
I've been watching the show Person of Interest lately.
Yeah.
Which is excellent. Y'all should check that out. We might do a show just talking about that show because it takes place in 2010, 2011, and it's all about this super sci-fi security state. And I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, oh yeah, that was totally just science fiction in 2010, 2011. Yeah, totally. None of this shit is real. All right, guys. That is 10 minutes. 10 minutes of liberty.
One last thing. Some people are commenting that there's a bit of freezing and buffering on the Rumble end. Okay. Can I get a couple people in the chat right now? Can I get a 1 if we are coming through clean on Rumble, or a 2 if it's not good?
And we will look for those after the stinger.
Yep.
We're going to go ahead and kick off the freeloaders. And here we go. The Brushfire Mind presents Hide Beauty by Gerard Manley Hopkins. Glory be to God for dappled things, for skies of coupled color as a brinded cow, for rolls moles all in stipple upon trout that swim, fresh fire-cold chestnut falls, finches' wings, landscape plotted and pieced, fold, fallow, and plow, and all trades, their gear and tackle and trim. All things counter, original, spare, strange, whatever is fickle, freckled, who knows how. With swift, slow, sweet, sour, a dazzle dim, he fathers forth whose beauty is past change. Praise him. Thanks for watching.